My name is Rosie Raquelme Antunes. I'm an orchestra teacher and a part of the Instructional Technology Department at Kennesaw State University. The title of my capstone is Improving Music Sight Reading. The problem that prompted this intervention is the fact that freshman orchestra students are struggling to sight read new music. In middle school, orchestras are organized by grade level, and in high school, orchestras are organized by skill level. As a result, in middle school, most students learn to follow and imitate the more advanced players that sit in the front. Then when they get to high school, and those students that were sitting in the front get moved to advanced classes, the freshman orchestras always initially sound very weak, and they struggle greatly to sight read new music. In addition, at the high school level, only a few students take private lessons. Those students always lead the pack, and everyone else just tends to follow them. It is important for all students to feel independent and feel like a leader that will not rely on a teacher or a peer to break any rhythm down for them. The plan for this capstone includes purchasing student accounts from sightreadingfactory.com for every student in our orchestra at Collins Hill High School. Students will start with level 1 activities to ensure that everyone understands the fundamentals. Afterwards, based on how well each student does, they can be assigned to different levels for differentiated instruction. This activity will be supplemented with regular classroom review of fundamental materials, such as note durations, note subdivisions, and keeping a steady beat as a class. Students will also be given electronic rhythm e-sheets to make sure that they understand how the rhythms are to be broken down. These e-sheets auto-grade themselves, so students receive instant feedback on their assignment. After listening to a student's assignment, I give feedback in a variety of ways. We use a rubric in Google Classroom, and this way students are able to see exactly how they score in each category. If students make minor mistakes, I'll leave them just a simple comment in the private comments section on their assignment, as you can see here. For students that make multiple mistakes, I will use Loom or Screencastify while I listen to their video. I record myself while I'm listening to their video, and this way I can give them live feedback exactly where they make their mistake. I can also perform myself along with their recording so that they can hear the differences. Here's an example. Great job on your first week at level 5. This is definitely not easy, and you did really well. There were some rhythm errors though that we need to address. So let's listen and see what happened. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and a 3. So right there, it didn't sound like you were counting during that dotted quarter note because you came in at the wrong time on these 16th notes. So again, make sure during the dotted quarter note, 1 and 2 and a 3, and then that way you know exactly when to come in. 1, 2, 3, triple at 1. Okay, so it didn't sound like you were counting during the dotted half note. Again, 3 beats. So it's got to be 1, 2, 3, triple at 1. Okay, moving on. Students in the orchestra program at Collins Hill High School use Google Classroom as their learning management system. And there is a rubric built into Google Classroom that they can see in each of their assignments. The categories for the rubric are key signature, rhythm, notes, tone, and counting. Students receive full points for key signature if they adhere to the key signature of the excerpt. Students receive full points for the rhythm if they play the rhythm correctly with no more than one minor mistake that only caused a small fumble. Students receive full points for their tone if the quality of their sound is clear instead of muffled. Students receive full points for counting if they count out loud for the entirety of their recording. In addition to the rubric in Google Classroom, I keep a Google spreadsheet for myself that has all of the student data that I need. I record how well a student does on their assignment at their current assigned level. From there, I select an option of struggled, minor mistakes, or easy from a drop-down menu. Easy means that they were able to play it practically perfect with minimal attempts. I am able to see how many attempts a student tries an assignment. If I record easy for a student 2 assignments in a row, then the word up appears next to their assignment in the spreadsheet, and I know to move that student up a level. This experience has been so rewarding. Never have my students been able to play music at sight with such accuracy. COVID-19 has prevented us from being able to rehearse because most of the students at my school are digital. But a few weeks ago, we did have a mini rehearsal with the students that were in person for my lowest level orchestra. Most of these students are sophomores that didn't move up to the next level orchestra after their freshman year. Generally, when we sight read with this class, we have to stop every couple seconds because it falls apart. However, students were able to make it to the end of the entire piece without falling apart. I was blown away. I believe that the entire orchestra program has benefited from this capstone. All students, not just the ones that take private lessons, will be able to be leaders in their class and be able to learn music without relying on a teacher. As of right now, 77% of our students have moved up at least 1 level in their music reading skills, and 34% have moved up 2 levels. These numbers also include the students that don't do their assignments, so I know that the number of students that have improved is even higher than those already amazing percentages.
Hello, my name is Erin, and I'm an 11th grader at Collins Hill High School. Sight Reading Factory has really helped me become better at singing new music and being able to play it for the first time. It felt magical because I never thought I could become good at this skill. I believe it was something you just had to be born with, but I couldn't have been more wrong. At first, it was very challenging. I was in 10th grade when our orchestra started using this app, and I thought I wouldn't be able to complete my assignment for the day. And this was because I found that the try again button did not mean try again the same excerpt, but try a new one after a new one. I was not very fond of that. However, I've come to realize that attempting a new excerpt each time was the only way to improve. If I read the same part over and over again, it wouldn't be sight reading anymore, but simply practice. With this app, my teachers pushed me to count out loud, and it helped me to continue counting internally. It even allowed me to help my sister count as well. Sight Reading Factory taught me resilience and overall helped me become a better musician.
This project has been such a positive experience. Even though it has been incredibly time intensive, the results have been worth every second. I love students getting so into it that they ask to be moved up a level. Some of them have a friendly competition going on with their peers, and they help each other count during their assignments. I had one student tell me that she was able to teach herself how to play something on her cello because she finally understood how to count the rhythms better. I am planning on continuing this next year on a smaller scale because I've been so happy with the results. I'm considering doing this weekly with my freshmen and maybe bi-weekly with everyone else in the future because it was so time intensive. I'm considering only doing it bi-weekly with our upperclassmen since we spent so much time on it this year, and we will need to catch our rising freshmen up to the level of their new classmates. It is my goal through this capstone that students become independent musician leaders. I can't wait for next year when we can rehearse as a group again so that I can see how much of an impact this capstone has made on our orchestras.